How are you?
I'm alright.
Those will kill you.
What will?
These. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Happy... What day is it?
Tuesday.
It's felt like Monday since Friday.
I know, right?
It's been one...
I know.
My whole life is one perpetual Monday.
I know.
So how are you?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
Welcome to SmokeySteveAndMarc, by
I'm
the way.
Steve. This is Mark.
I'm
sorry.
You can tell, we're not... we're not, like...
No disrespect to the viewers, but we're a little preoccupied. So, yeah.
Well, which makes a good discussion. It makes a good topic.
Kinda,
I mean, it does.
Yeah, it kind of goes to the heart of the video, which is mental health, pretty much. Last month was Mental Health Month, so we had some, I think, hopefully, like, informational and some anecdotes and some tips and life experiences. Now we are in the thick of mental health.
Yeah, we kind of are, actually.
Yeah, now it's not theoretical. Now it's happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to mention
health.
some things because I try to be on when we film. I try to bring like a different view. Like I try to be positive all the time and the happy one and
The
everything.
energetic one.
But what you don't see is the other side of that. And I have my down days too, and I struggle sometimes dealing with depression and anxiety as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been one of those, about 2 weeks now that I've been struggling dealing with those things.
Yeah.
And I've been trying not to, kind of be that way, like on film.
Yeah.
When we make a video,
Yeah.
But also, one of the points that we specifically made when we were going to make this channel was to be transparent too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it might be a nice topic to talk about, well, those things and how we're dealing with them and that.
Yeah.
I did have a rough couple weeks dealing with that, and and talking about it certainly is not. There's a reason why I want to talk about it, because it's not about a pity party or whining, gay drama.
It's a fine line to go. I always have to I always feel guilty anyway talking, unless it's like to you, my parents, or a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like whining, pretty much.
Exactly. Yes.
It feels like whining talking to anybody else. Now it doesn't stop me from whining time to time. I'll own my shit. It doesn't stop me from doing it.
No.
But in terms of having to temper your gay drama,
this
is
that kind of thing.
But this isn't like someone stole your treadmill at the gym or something.
Right, no, it's not.
It's life stuff. It's important
life stuff.
It's the kind of stuff that's impacting your life. Like your day-to-day activities are getting impacted by your feelings.
And that's one of the main points I wanted to make, was how it affects...
It's causing a little impairment, which is what makes it, I think, real, because that's what's...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what's going on.
And without getting super specific, when I had gotten sick a couple years ago, we went kind of to a bad place because I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. We got, financially behind,
mm-hmm.
and health was bad on my part, which then in turn kind of made it bad on your part because you were worried and things like that. Then when I actually was diagnosed, probably, I don't know, what was it, around January, February of this year, and I was actually given medicine that worked and my quality of life improved, and I was able to go back to work and everything, then things started to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You're like feet away from it. You're fine.
I'm concerned. It's okay. Anxiety?
Oh, I shouldn't have lit it.
Anxiety, yeah. Well, it's okay.
Our little tabletop fire.
Exposure
causing anxiety.
Exposure therapy never hurt anybody.
You're right.
We'll go on. It's okay. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, that's all right. I'm used to it. But anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, but anyway, then things started to improve a little bit. Financially, health-wise, and even anxiety and depression. It was a lot easier to manage those things when other things were going okay.
Yeah.
And then, things kind of pop up. Like for example, we're experiencing trouble with the car.
Yeah.
So when that is on my mind, I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
When that I was worried about it, and I am worried about it, And so, we had to take it into the shop. It needed inspected and needed all this work on it. And we were in an okay place financially, but when you take a big hit like that, it feels like it's putting us back where we were a year and a half ago, when I wasn't working, when we had no savings, when we, and so, you know, that's a financial issue, you know, and so when that's on my mind, it seems like a domino effect that then I start worrying about my health again. Then I start worrying about my job again. Do I really like it? I'm not making enough money. I'm not contributing enough. I'm a big failure. All those things start going on, and it's a domino effect. And then what happens is that it affects my daily life. Pretty soon I don't want to work in the garden. I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Or
I want to eat a lot.
I want to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Like last night, you know, I have a little bit of guilt. I mean, I did temper it. I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I was going to eat a lot. I had made a tray up, and it was like all sweets.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cake, ice cream, tons of Nutri-Grain bars, and but I did put them back. I didn't gorge last night, but maybe I ate a little bit more than I want. But anyway, the point is that those type of behaviors come up with me, and I don't care about doing things that I enjoy, and I don't, you know, and I guess that's anxiety coupled with depression. Yeah. It's a hopeless feeling. And another thing that then happens is then I feel completely alone. Like, I mean, I'm in a relationship, but I feel like I'm against the world, completely by myself, and everything in life seems completely overwhelming. And that's where I've been for these last couple weeks, you know. And so I'm sure, and why I guess we're sharing this, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to those feelings. Yeah. You know, and I have a big toolbox that I use for when these things come up. But when you're in the thick of it, sometimes it's very difficult to use those tools.
Well, in the thick of it, I tend to dismiss them as weak,
stupid,
Pollyanna, stupid, deep breathing.
I know.
Gratitude list. You know.
Like I made a reference to, I did a quick tip last week sometime about
one that works.
Positive thoughts.
Yeah, I got myself out the door the other morning.
Right. You know, like combating negative thoughts with a positive thought, you know, and then I was in the thick of it this morning and I was depressed and everything, and I'm like, wait, didn't you just say, you know, okay, so try to think of something positive. And I'm like, that's so stupid. Back and forth in my head.
See, on a big level,
ruminating.
I do that when I'm at work, because I'll get up and talk about recovery skills and tools and all that, and give a presentation, and they all clap and ooh and ah, and you're so brave and whatever. And then I come home and I crumble into an Ophelian heap, and I feel like a hypocrite, because I'm telling people how to live a sane life and things that might help. And then I come home and I'm like, I feel like someone who goes out and talks about sobriety and then comes home and gets trashed.
Yeah.
I feel like a fraud.
I can imagine.
Like a total, that way, like a fraud.
Yeah.
Now, I never tell them during the speeches that it's all roses.
No.
But when it's more pronounced, like it's been just in the last few days. Just in the last few. And I've been talking about it. That's probably my biggest tool. I have to find people to talk to.
Yeah, well, I think that that's a big tool for me too. And another reason why I wanted to talk about it today, because there's a familiar feeling that comes to me when I make a video, when we do videos like this. And it's a friendly, it's a positive feeling, it's a good feeling. It's like maybe a connection, maybe? Yeah. Of sorts. And it tends to help me. I don't know if it's that way for you or not, or if it's that way for any of our viewers or not, but it does feel that way.
It is, for me.
And it helps.
It's a form of therapy, even if I'm doing a cooking video, you know, or, I don't know, 20 questions while I eat cookies or something like that, because it's talking to other people. I mean, if you really look around the room, we're sitting on the couch, and my phone is on a tripod, and the cat's sleeping over on the floor.
And we have a little timer in front of us.
And we have a timer.
Watch the time.
Because talking about, like, when you're talking about how bad you feel, I don't know about you, but I can go for 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
definitely. Yeah.
On a bad day. I try to stifle that, because who the hell wants to hear it?
Yeah, so selfish. In fact, I think I said that to you yesterday. I'm sorry I'm so selfish, because I felt like you were having a bad day, and I wanted to help you and support you. But I also was having a bad day and tended to be down and depressed. And, well, what do you want to watch? I don't really care. Well, I guess we could watch. Does it matter? Does it matter? Does
anything matter? Next thing you know, We're like Thelma and Louise.
I know.
See, when both people go off the deep end at the same time, some crazy stuff can happen.
Can happen. It can.
But we both snap into like caretaker mode, kind of. Like, okay, we can't take care of ourselves, but we can take care of each other.
Yeah.
Like when I was having my panic attack, you all remember, driving down 81, I called you in the middle of it. And that call wasn't to really ask how you were doing. It was to tell you how I was doing.
Yeah.
And because we have that agreement, if one needs the other, you know, in an emergency, you just kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Snap out of it, and that's what you need.
And I know when he calls, too, that it's... We're texters.
He hates talking on the phone.
Yeah, I don't like the phone. I really
every morning for the past... Almost every morning for the past 5 years. Morning sunshine.
Yeah.
Smiley face.
That's my morning text, yeah.
Even when we had rough patches and you were pissed with me, I wouldn't get a response till 4 in the afternoon. But... I still sent it every day.
Yeah, you did.
Every day.
Yeah, and that was a good thing.
Yeah.
That was a very good thing.
Well, the other day I didn't text you at all. I think I texted you in the morning, and then we talked at lunch, and then nothing till 4.
Yeah, and he got home, and he was all like...
I'm so sorry I didn't text you today. I didn't want you to feel ignored, because I knew you were having a rough time. And I was having a rough time, so I was swamped with work that I couldn't pay attention to. I'm trying to, like, give due diligence to all my tasks, and I'm looking at my desk like... Today's the day they're going to find out you're a fraud.
Yeah,
Today's the day they're going to find out that you've not been qualified at all the whole time to do any of this.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go
like,
sit in the bathroom until my day is over.
I did it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know if he was afraid I would be mad or if he thought I was ignored but I don't know if that even crossed my mind.
I don't think I was afraid you'd be mad. I think I thought you were already in a low mood.
Yeah.
And you might be grasping at things to like wrap into your low mood.
Yeah.
And you'd pull that in.
Yeah, that can happen.
Like I thought you'd be like, and that's going wrong too.
Yeah.
He doesn't even want to hear from me anymore.
Yeah.
We used to text all the time.
Yeah,
and, like,
I could see that.
I thought you might suck it in, so I kind of wanted to just hit it off at the pass.
Mm-hmm. But that's one positive thing that does not happen. Like when it comes to us and our relationship, those things don't enter the relationship for me anymore.
Well, couples therapy was helpful with that too.
Yes, it was.
It was. I would recommend it for anybody who, you know, is considering.
Oh yeah.
If you're walking,
I would.
If you're walking on eggshells with your partner, you know, give it a whirl.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Wasn't
I mean,
forever.
it was years ago, but it was.
It was probably 3 years ago. 2 years ago?
It was at the beginning of our relationship.
Yeah, we weren't even that far in, and we started...
I'm going to say, like, maybe even 4 years ago, because...
Didn't we suggest, or
it wasn't even a year, I don't think we were together when we went.
Which one of us suggested doing couples therapy
before
we even started the relationship?
To see it was before the relationship. That's right. That's how early it was.
Before the relationship, we thought about...
4 years ago.
We thought about going to couples therapy before we started dating, to see if it would be a good idea. That's caution.
Wow.
That's safe sex. That's caution.
But it worked.
You know, it did work. It wasn't the traditional route, but...
And that is my biggest support right now. When I get stuck in my head and I feel alone and down, depressed, filled with anxiety, paranoid, you know, all those things. I'm a loser. I'm da-da-da-da. You know, it's almost like I wait for the light to come on. Like something's got to change. The light to come on. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not alone because I have him. Mm-hmm. And when you go through life with somebody else, and you're not alone, mm-hmm. and that takes a lot of the sting out of what mm-hmm. I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
So
I always think, like, especially like the idea of community and connection and support mm-hmm. is so big. Whether you're in a relationship, we have so many opportunities to give back and forth and support each other. Mm-hmm. But even people who aren't in relationships, close friendships, family members, mm-hmm. all those other ones can be so rewarding. Mm-hmm. And the give and take of that can be, you know, if it's all give and no take, and obviously that's not so good.
Right, right.
But they can be satisfying emotionally too.
Oh yeah.
But we're fortunate we have each other to look after each other.
Yeah, so. We do. And all I have to say is I feel alone. And he kind of pops into, like, I don't know, protector mode or mm-hmm. comfort mode or something like that. I don't know.
Sit over your shoulder and watch.
Yeah, exactly. The other night.
For cougars. I don't know what I'm watching for.
The other night I was down, you know, I was on the couch here down, and he came over onto the couch and laid completely across me. Now, he almost broke my foot getting up.
Well, let's be fair, I almost broke your foot.
Yes, you did. But, you know, that's just an example. That completely snapped me out of my head of what was ruminating and going on in my head at that point. You know, so those are, I mean, you know, those are very, very good and important points to make about, you know, being in a relationship of any kind.
Yeah.
And, you know, expressing when you need help, and sometimes getting to know that person in your relationship enough to know when you need to step in or when you need to
back off. Like, you know when you need to back off.
Yeah, I know more when to back off with him, and he knows more when to intervene with me.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and it took a bit to get there. Again, couples therapy helped with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I used to think, oh, he's in a bad mood. And my MO is when I'm in a bad mood, I want to be left alone. So I'd leave him alone. So he'd walk around in a bad mood for 5 days.
Oh, easily.
And all of a sudden
And be mad that he's, you know, leaving me alone.
Yeah. And then
but won't tell him.
But I knew if his tray had food on it and he wasn't eating, the next morning it's like, okay, something's wrong.
Yeah, I
gotta
check.
I never told him that I knew that when he wasn't eating, something was wrong. Like, as soon as I told him, there goes my tell. Now he'll play with his tray.
Yeah.
Now he'll eat out of spite, so I don't think anything's wrong the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, reindeer games.
Yes, reindeer
Wasn't it
games.
fun to be, well, we weren't newlyweds, we didn't get married.
Right, but...
Wasn't it fun to be, like...
Back then,
nosy and Snoopy.
You know, it was, yeah, with nosy, Snoopy, paranoid, jealous.
Peeking over your shoulder. Who are you texting?
Yeah, and it was...
Do you like them better than me?
And that's not me, and it was very strong with you, and that, in general, that was not my personality.
Yeah.
So it was very, very odd for me to experience that, but we were newly sober and clean. Yeah. We were starting over and everything. And we were very raw emotionally. So, I mean, it does make sense.
I had lived with my parents for 7 years prior to that.
Yeah.
So this was my first... We had lived together for like 2 years before.
So we knew
we could live together, but it was a risk.
And,
But now we're at the point where the relationship is like a source of comfort and buildup. It's not a source of stress. Like at the time, the relationship, while there was love there, was a source of stress while we were still working out the fine details.
At the very beginning it was.
What happened?
I don't know.
The sign fell. Oh. So anyway.
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 But yeah, that, you know, that, I mean, that's definitely, when I'm, I don't know, when I'm down and I'm depressed and I'm having a really bad day, like, he is my biggest support. You are.
Well, good.
You are. And, you know, I don't know why sometimes it takes, like, you know, a smack in the face to be reminded that we're not alone.
Yeah.
But I guess that's one of my symptoms that comes out, is that feeling of isolation and feeling of being totally alone.
Yeah.
Maybe because for so long I was, and growing up in my childhood, I was very much alone, and I had to take care of myself at a young age. And now that I'm much older, sometimes it's scary to feel that way. But it might be like a default setting that I fall back into or something. I don't know. But it is definitely one of my symptoms. And, you know, obviously I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone. I'm not alone either.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of ways not to be alone, though. Like, it's, you know, like I said, I have, like, my parents and you.
Yeah.
And then if I'm getting, like, mental health treatment, I have those folks to talk to.
Yes. Yeah.
But, it's, you know, all of a sudden, there's, like, a YouTube community.
The community, too.
All of the sudden, just out of, you know, thin air, it seems that, like, there's all these nice people who care how we're doing.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I've been conversing with some of them,
suddenly,
too, and I mean, it
suddenly and unexpectedly, I don't want to make it seem like I'm not a nice person, but I care how you're doing, too.
Oh, definitely.
It's not something that I expected would happen. I didn't think of YouTube as, like, a social media platform where you would, like, meet people.
No, I'd never thought of that
Like,
either.
I think of, like, Facebook, where I already know people, and you chat with them, but not where you meet new people. I thought YouTube was, like, music videos and people falling on ice.
Yeah.
And stuff to laugh at. I didn't think about the fact that I would interact with people and get to know them, and they would tell me about themselves, and I would tell them about ourselves. And we would, you know, exchange stories and things like that. I just didn't think that kind of thing was part of what YouTube was.
Yeah.
I was happy to find out.
It's proven to be a big support for me, too.
Yeah, it has been.
You know, I have to say, it makes me feel better whenever I do a video, because it makes me feel like I'm connecting with people.
Yeah.
You know, and hopefully, I hope the feeling is mutual for the folks that watch us, some of them too. You know,
Yeah.
I do know that a lot of people can relate to this type of a video or what we're talking about. So, so, you know, that's good.
Yeah. It's good to share lived experience.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, and it'll go away.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
Yeah.
And then it'll come back and then it'll go away.
You have,
So,
on that note,
I do.
you have a request for some support?
We do. There was a comment posted in yesterday's video. I just got the alert maybe like an hour or two ago. So I'll read the details. It was from Randall K. He had a friend named Jada, and she had found her son had passed away. It's looking like passed away unexpectedly this morning. Described it as devastating. So, warm well wishes, thoughts, prayers if you pray, good juju, whatever
positive energy,
whatever you can send that direction would be, I'm sure greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that sounds like a very rough thing to wake up to.
Yeah.
To say the least. So.
Well, they'll be in my purse tonight.
Yeah. So, and we know we have good folks who will do that.
Yeah. So I guess we should get on with our evening.
I suppose so.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to get a shower, but I think I have to put some stuff away in the kitchen first, like dishes.
The dishes?
Yeah, the dishes.
You could leave the dishes.
No, you cannot leave the dishes.
You can leave the dishes.
No, the dishes are not done. The dishes are not done until the dishes are put away.
The dishes are done when they're washed.
You wash the dishes.
I wash the dishes and it's finished.
You wash the dishes. You don't have to dry the dishes. You can put them in the rack. But the dishes are not done until the rack is empty.
We'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
We're two guys. We live alone. What does it matter if there's dishes in the rack?
I know. This is quite the bachelor pad if you look around. But, I mean, it's not as bad as some hoarders' houses. But it's, no, everything's organized. We're not. No. It's just a lot of crafts going on. All at once.
And none of them finished.
And the plants. And Bandit's boxes.
Yeah, he does have a lot of boxes. But anyway.
It is a home full of love. It's a house full of love, you know.
Alright, anyway.
Well, thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe.
Yes.
Give us a thumbs up and hit the bell to get the alerts.
Yeah, get the alerts.
We're good for a video a day. Sometimes two. You never know. So, check us out. Get the alerts. You can follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc.
Yeah.
So, thank y'all for watching.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great night, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Bye.
Ciao. Wow, that was a quick